4, 3, 2, 1, launch.
Hey. Alrighty. What a time. Living our best lives. That is okay. Am I good or no? Yeah. Okay. Cool. With that, I'm going to go ahead and jump on into our first song. This is a song called Gaslight. You took your flashlight, pointed right at my eyes. Think I'm gonna go blind, looking for you. 'Cause everything was made up, you kept your barrier of love. Wish that I could wake up and start anew. 'Cause the gaslight was hidden and you were always quitting, and everything was always my fault. I knew it wasn't just in my head, and you were wrong after all. Take back every word that you ever said to me about how I wasn't perfect and how I don't deserve it. Take back every promise you made but couldn't keep, like how we'd be forever. Now you're just a never should have happened to me. You didn't cheat or hide a thing from me. Is that what you expect me to think? Well, I don't. 'Cause see, it wasn't trust or faith or any heart you'd break. It was a matter of respecting me till the day that you die, or the day you walk away. But now I see the choices you made. Take back every word that you ever said to me about how I wasn't perfect and how I don't deserve it. Take back every promise you made but couldn't keep, about how we'd be forever. Now you're just a never should have happened to me. I was hidden and you were always quitting, and everything was always my fault. I knew it wasn't just in my head, and you were wrong after all. Take back every word that you ever said to me about how I wasn't perfect and how I don't deserve it. Take back every promise you made but couldn't keep, like how we'd be forever. Now you're just a never should have happened to me. Now you're just a never should have happened to me. How we'd be forever. Now you're just a never should have happened to me.
Good evening, Waybackers. That's Emily Grieve, as you know already. Emily Grieve, thank you for being here this evening.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. My name's Adam. These are the Way Back Sessions. Real quick, a couple of things before we fire into all the questions with Emily. I want to thank KWSS 93.9 here in the Valley and 8020 Records and Mike Zimmerlich. Big deal. He helped bring in Emily this evening. And you know what? There is a donation link in the description. So if you feel so inclined to support Emily or the studio, the project, by all means. However, the most important thing is if you're enjoying the show, please consider subscribing and liking the video. So Emily, welcome again. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
So, you have a very unique style and the way that you do. And the way that you approach your songwriting. What came first, your voice or playing guitar?
Oh, my voice. 100%.
How did you find it and at what age?
So I wanted to play guitar first. But I was always involved in like church choir as a kid. So singing is always something that I've kind of done naturally. It's always just been like, oh, it's just Sunday, let's go sing.
Yeah.
That probably started when I was like 3 or 4. When I hit like 5th grade or so, I was in a church choir that was like a youth chorus, and somebody donated a guitar for us to learn to play. And I was like, I'm going to play guitar. I'm going to be so cool. And it hurt my hands. And I said, screw this. Never again. And I played drums in that little church group. We had a little electronic drum pad that I actually played when we played our morning services. And then around 7th grade, I was like, wow, I don't have any hobbies. Like, I just go to school, come home, and then I'm bored. I'm going to learn to play guitar again.
So you went back into it.
I went back into it.
Hurting fingers and everything.
Hurting fingers and everything. By this point, I had played violin for 3 years.
Oh.
So I should have had a little bit of callus. I was like, okay, I'll be fine. Let me tell you, the types of calluses and blisters you get from guitars are so different than the ones you get from violins. Literally shredded off my calluses. Oh. I was like, all right, no more guitar for me. Just kidding. Freshman year of high school, I was like, God damn it, I'm going to sit down, I'm going to learn how to play guitar. And I finally did. And by that point, I already had 5 years worth of calluses, and you weren't deterring me. So probably around 9th grade is when I learned to play guitar. I didn't really start writing on guitar till sophomore year or so of high school.
So were you writing vocals or singing your own stuff without the guitar, or did that kind of come with it?
I've always really veered towards poetry.
Yeah.
And it wasn't ever just as I'm going to write a song. It was, I'm going to write poetry. And then one day I was like, what if I, like, this particular set of words, I'm like, I can hear that in my head. I know what I want behind that.
Yeah.
Excuse me. So I took that, I sang it, and then I fished around for chords that kind of sounded all right-ish underneath it. And I said, all right, let's go for it. But by that point, I had already learned so many other covers that I figured out variations upon these chords based on what other people had been doing.
Yeah.
So I would say that when writing, it definitely starts with the lyrics and having a melody already.
For you, okay. No, you beat me to that question. So awesome. Could I hear another song?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I'm going to cheat. I have a little set list here.
Okay.
I am a scrub, and I didn't write it down. But I'm also indecisive, so I don't always like to write it down, because if I'm just feeling a different song, I'm just like, this song would be so much better right now. I like to have that flexibility. This one's imaginary. This one is kind of sad. I'm sorry in advance. But yeah, let's go into it. Saw you today in a veteran's hat, but I never knew you were in the Navy. I saw you today with a girl I didn't know you had. It's been a while since I've seen you so damn happy. Saw you today in a billiards room, but I had no idea you played pool. I saw you today, but it wasn't quite you. Honestly, you seemed a tad bit cruel. There's something that just wasn't quite right. Seems like everywhere I go, I'm constantly reminded that you're gone. It's like the world is playing tricks on tired eyes and tired minds, because it knows how much I hate goodbyes. Seems like every time I leave, I see or hear someone who looks like you to me. I swear I saw you every day in the last week, but it wasn't you, it was just imaginary. Saw you today at my work again, always coming in for coffee. Saw you today at my other job, you would always stop and talk with me. Heard you today with a smile on your face, sadly I could not see. Heard you today with the laugh slightly off, but I swear you were laughing with me. There's something that just wasn't quite right. Seems like everywhere I go, I'm constantly reminded that you're gone. It's like the world is playing tricks on tired eyes and tired minds, 'cause it knows how much I hate goodbyes. Seems like every time I leave, I see or hear someone who seems like you to me. I swear I saw you every day in the last week, but it wasn't you, it was just imaginary. But it wasn't you, it was just imaginary. It wasn't you.
You weren't lying.
No, I'm
the
sorry.
sadness.
I'm sorry.
Look, it's very obvious the talent that is here, and what maybe not everybody out there on the stream right now knows, but you are a lead singer for a big band. And
Big band.
a big band, and not like horns and all of that, but a big rock and roll band or
Yeah.
indie band. How is that, different between what you write, or do you bring those songs to the band, or, how does that work back and forth?
So a lot of the time it's hey, I've got these super cool lyrics, I don't have any music for it. Or it'll be, hey, I've got this cool melody line and I don't feel like figuring out the guitar part. Somebody come and help me. A lot of times there's a lot of that. Other times John will be like, yo, I've got this super sick guitar part, I need something. And it'll be, okay, well, what are you feeling what emotions are you feeling from this music? And I'll go through my phone, I'll pull out like a one-liner and we'll just expand upon it. When I'm writing by myself, it's kind of hard because I'm a self-taught guitar player, and I call myself a fake guitarist because I play a lot of open chords with a capo. So I don't change the keys. The capo changes the keys for me. That being said, not having the theory knowledge and the comfortability with where the notes are on the neck, it's really difficult for me to write songs like the last one where they can just flourish and let you really feel those emotions. So it's definitely harder when I'm writing by myself because then it's, okay, what strumming pattern would fit here? Are these chords okay? Do I need to raise the key, lower the key? And I don't really have someone to co-write with.
Yeah. So a big collaborative effort in the band and
Yeah.
and allowing that to grow and be what it is in that respect, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. And you are signed with 80/20 Records,
Yes.
right? Okay.
Yes.
So back to Mike Zimmerlich and the label. How long have you been signed with them?
We've been signed since Animal came out 2 years? As she looks off camera at Mike because
Yeah,
she's not sure.
Yeah, so secret spoiled. Yeah.
Sorry.
Mike might be in the room. Maybe not.
Maybe
you never
not.
know, right? You were looking off into the distance, into the stars over
I was
there.
waiting for my emotional support mic to just float down from
To
the
float back.
ceiling.
Well, you know what? What you don't know is maybe you were looking over into Studio B, and I think it's time for us to check in with Studio B and see if anything's going on in Chit Chat Land. Is anybody saying anything out there?
No questions per se. Just want to let people know that you can ask questions. We are monitoring the chat. It is a live stream, as we've noted, and excited to see everyone out there participating.
Awesome. So that's Kat for those of you that don't know, out there in Studio B with Brian running sound. So, all right. Are you going to break my heart again?
Well, because we brought up Mike, I feel like
Oh,
this
sounds
would be
good.
the good time to introduce the first original that I wrote and started playing places. So this is a song called Book Covers.
I've heard of this.
And it's kind of a meme, kind of a joke within me and my friends because it's not a song that I play very much anymore, except to a certain select group of people. So you're welcome.
Like
you guys
me?
get to hear it now, like you.
Oh, man. Okay.
But it was like one of the only originals that I had out at the like that I had written that I was like comfortable playing at the time of meeting Mike when I met him 4 years ago. So when he offered to let me play at his 10th anniversary show, we played this song with a full band. Let me tell you, it was a train wreck. But I learned my lesson. Not every acoustic song translates to full band, and that's okay.
That is okay.
But I figured that while we were talking about Mike, now would be a good time to play book covers. I feel like that would be kind of funny.
Awesome. I love
All
it.
right. Taking a walk through each day, trying not to listen to what you say, but I hear your voice, it's ringing loud and clear. All I wanna do is get away from here. And the thing that bothers me is the way you say sorry and the way I fall for it every time. And the thing disappointed that you no longer see me. I say I'm lost, my friends say I'm free. And the thing that bothers me is the way you say sorry, and the way I fall for it every time. And the thing that hurts much more is the fact I still adore everything about you, and now my heart is what's hurting. My mind is burning, and I am still learning to never trust a book by its cover. And the thing that bothers me is the way you say sorry, and the way I fall for it every time. And the thing that hurts much more is the fact I still adore everything about you, and now my heart is what's hurting. My mind is burning, and I am still learning to never trust a book by its cover. To never trust a book by its cover. Ooh. To never trust a book by its cover.
Yeah.
That was the first song that I wrote that I played places.
Really?
Yeah. I wrote that back in high school because a boy asked me to prom and then canceled on me.
Oh.
How are you going to invite me to your prom
And
and then bail on me? Like, I was after I bought my dress and everything. I was like, fine, screw it. I'm going to go to my prom if I have to go alone. Like, whatever, fine.
You know what? I bet that there might be some questions that have come in after that. Studio B?
Well, I hope that boy has a special place in a special dark place. And, I don't know. But there were some questions that came in, and from the live audience. Does your gaming inspire any of your music?
Well, we haven't touched on that, and we were going to go there because you do some really interesting things. So, natural segue. Thank you, audience. Awesome. Emily, gaming.
Gaming.
Let's talk about that.
Once upon a time, I played Pokemon competitively. And unfortunately, that's where everything began. So, when you are a teenager and you are the only girl in a group of boy teenagers who don't have much social lives, there's going to be drama. And let me tell you, it has fueled a lot of songs. Like, Pokemon boys have their own category of, like, drama. And it's really funny to me. But I would say that I am inspired in my writing more by the people that I have met than from the actual gaming itself.
Mm-hmm.
I feel emotions in a kind of a weird way. So you'll notice that a lot of the songs that I write are sad. And that's because that emotion is very raw to me, and it, like, sits. And if I don't find a way to deal with it, it just sits. So songwriting for me gets it out. So I process my emotions. With
100%.
happiness, I'm just happy. There's no need for me to get rid of said emotion. So I don't tend to write when I'm happy. Which is kind of weird. but I don't feel emotions that heavily.
Yeah, it's not weird at all. I think that that's how, as artists and musicians, I mean, we all do that on some level. With emotion, and I process music because it becomes so overbearing, the idea, and it is emotional for me, even though I don't write lyrics per se.
Of course.
But it'll weigh on my shoulders until I can get it out. It's almost like a poison that'll sit in my brain, and until I can push and get that out of my way, I can't move on for whatever it is. But you do something really interesting with your streaming and gaming in support of the local music community. I do know this.
Yes, I made a playlist, and it is called Stream Shenanigans, like shenanigans, but shortened because I'm lazy. And it's got a bunch of music from smaller bands on it. There's a handful of larger names on there as well, but it's completely DMCA safe. So anyone that wants to have like alternative music, heavier like pop punk, things like that in their streams, and they're worried about getting copyright flags, they won't if they use my playlist. So I've been adding a bunch of Arizona bands. There's a couple of bands from Canada on there, a couple of bands that I met through TikTok that are like, hey, we're trying to blow up our music and we just haven't found an outlet. I'm like, hey, it's not much, but I love your music. Can I put it on this playlist?
And you stream that all in the background while you're playing, right?
I do. And it's to the point now that I know a lot of the words to most of the songs on the playlist, and it's kind of wonderful because obviously as a singer, I like to sing on my streams.
Yeah.
So it's like an extra treat for my audience because then I'm singing along to these other songs that are playing.
Yeah. Where do we find you on Twitch?
It's just Emily Grieve. Super easy to find me. Twitch.tv/Emily Grieve.
Maybe Instagram too. Maybe you're
Same
around
name.
there. Same name.
I'm consistent.
How about that? No, look, consistency is a big deal.
Big question. What became of prom? Did you end up going?
I did end up going. So that prom was so funny because I ended up having another guy come up to me and he was like, hey, I know you're going alone. I'm going alone. Let's buy tickets together so that they're discounted.
Hey.
I was like, all right, fine. And then I ended up finding a guy that I wanted to ask to this prom, but I already bought a couple's ticket with another guy. But because he went to a different school, I couldn't just buy him a singles ticket. I had to buy the couple's ticket with him, so I had to make up this whole excuse about how me and the guy I was going with had a falling out, and it was just really toxic for us to be around each other. I had to go to the dean of my principal, of my school, and lie through my teeth to get out of this couple's ticket to make another couple's ticket.
So that's how that played out.
And we ended up going together, and we had a great night. And it was great. It all worked out in the end. But yeah, it was chaos.
So do you have a song about that?
Dude, I wish. I wish that I knew how to put into words all of the chaotic energy that has happened throughout my life.
So what do you have next for us this evening? I want to hear another song.
The next song for you is maybe also going to make you cry. It's an extended metaphor.
Okay.
This is probably the most poetic song that I've written, in that it doesn't... You don't actually know what it's about. You might initially think you do, and you're just like, oh, it's about this, but it's not. It's personified. So it's a complete extended metaphor. So for those of you that understand this on the first go, I am sorry, but I am here for you, and you are not alone. And I'm going to get a drink before I sing. Otherwise, I might start crying.
Okay. Wow. I'm going to plant my feet tight for this one.
Yeah.
Emily Grieve.
Yeah. Oh, Anna, why did you call me? Why can't you just leave me alone? I told you I don't want to see you anymore. Can't you see what you've done, what you've done? Look what you've done. I didn't ask for this, and I didn't ask for you. I'm just trying to fit in, but you're making me see through myself. Can anyone else see what's going on? what I tell myself before I start the day. I'm existing. If nothing else, I am awake. And then Anna shows up and says she wants to play. Please go away. I didn't ask for this, and I didn't ask for you. I'm just trying to fit in, but you're making me see through myself. Can anyone else see what's going on? The bags under my eyes hold the tears from the view of my ribs trying to break through my skin. So Anna, go away. I didn't ask for this, and I didn't ask for you. I'm just trying to fit in, but you're making me see through myself. Can anyone else see what's going on? The bags under my eyes hold the tears from the view of my ribs trying to break through my skin. So Anna, go away. So Anna, go away. Please don't come back again.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're right. It's like so heartbreaking
Heavy.
and sad.
On the bright side, the next song is happy.
Okay, so we know we're heading into that.
We are
That's
heading
good.
into the
That's
light
good.
just to tumble back down, but it's okay.
So is it what is it that usually inspires your songwriting or lyrics? I mean, do you have other inspirations musically that you attach to, or is it just like raw emotion, the way that you learn to play guitar and the way you process that emotion?
So this last summer, I really started listening to a band called In Her Own Words, and I really liked the way that their lyricism is, the way that it's not always same number of syllables in the phrase, ends on this sound, same number of syllables, rhymes with said line. It's not your standard A, B, B kind of thing. He rhymed within the phrases and then let the phrases push over. So that was actually something that I tried out with that particular song. With the songwriting, for me, like I said, I take my poetry and I vent that way.
Yeah.
I was particularly frustrated and I felt like I was like suffocating and I was like, I need to do something. And I was like, I'm going to sit down and write a song about this because it wasn't necessarily something like I am 95% sure that an hour before I wrote that, I had like a complete mental collapse. Like it was just, I was sitting in my kitchen floor just crying. And for me, that song, writing it, kind of helped me get back on my feet. And I remember
Like processing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember playing it in an open mic and I had a girl come up to me and she thanked me for playing it. It was, hey, I just wanted to say, like, I really appreciate you playing this tonight. This is something that I've been struggling with and it's nice to know that I'm not alone.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm in music, is I'm here doing music to connect to people. I want to make people feel something. I want to let people know, hey, those emotions that you're feeling, that's okay.
Yeah, and if you only wrote that song for her to hear that one night, I mean,
right.
How much have you done for, another human in the world?
Right.
It's awesome.
And that's, like, music for me has always been, like, when I'm at my darkest, I go and, like, listen to music that other people have written when they were in similar positions.
Yeah.
Because that, And it sounds kind of sick, like, ha, you're suffering too. But it's not that. It's like, you go to your psychiatrist and they're like, yeah, this is totally normal. But you're like, but I don't know anyone else that's having this issue.
Right.
So it's hard to confirm that, yes, that is normal.
Yeah.
So for me, music is my proof, my concrete of, hey, you're not weird. You're not alone. Like, you are normal, even though things are happening.
Yeah.
And hey, it's possible to get past these things. So it's that extra little bit of inspiration, I think, there. But that's what keeps me going in music, is that need to connect to people.
Well, you certainly are nailing it. Now, I want to hear something different.
All right.
And I know you're going to bring it. I know you're going to bring it.
This is the only happy love song I've ever written in my entire life, so you guys better eat it up while you got it.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
I'm eating.
It is jammy as heck, and you're going to be sitting there at your computers or like your phone, just like head bobbing with it, and I am ready for it. So let's
you're
go.
awesome.
And then I have a funny story about the title of this one after I play it. All right, but for now, rock, paper, cuts. Let's go. So crazy to think that you and your baseball hat came at just the right time. You swept me off my feet, and now I'm in too deep. Wish I could call you mine. And darling, I know that you're as crazy as me, and your ego's contained by enough insecurity. I'm stuck on you like paper and glue, and no scissors could tear us apart. 'Cause you've got tolerance and I've got something that's telling me to give you my heart. So rock, paper, scissors, shoot. I win. I know you feel the same way. You tell me every day how special I make your life. You walk me through the city and write me cute poetry. I can't believe you're mine. And darling, I know that you're a dreamer like me. And you know games are more fun with a little company. I'm stuck on you like paper and glue, and no scissors could tear us apart. 'Cause you got tolerance and I've got something that's telling me to give you my heart. So rock, paper, scissors, shoot. I win. And darling, you see how you've gotten me to try. You're the catalyst that makes me wanna stay alive. I'm stuck on you like paper and glue, and no scissors could tear us apart. You've got tolerance and I've got something that's telling me to give you my heart. No rock could hurt me, and you're used to broken bones. And in this stupid game, you won't leave me alone. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. I win. I win. It's a bop.
Emily, okay. Love the song. And you know what else I love? You are like a professional. Okay? So hopefully nobody caught too much of this, but you are so professional. The madness, this is a live show, right?
Yeah.
Like it's happening. There's no way to get around the
No,
things
100%.
that happen. And so, you know, we might have had a little something happen and there might have been some shenanigans going on behind the scenes. And, you know, Emily's like, yeah, you know what? I'm just going to do that. I'm going to keep playing and I'm going to tear it up. Well done. Awesome. Love the tune. Thank you. You're a pro.
So my drummer straight up fell off stage during one of our shows.
Oh, that's even better than what just happened. That hopefully not too many people picked up on.
Everybody noticed. It was hysterical. It was a Canal Convergence, and we were playing a cover of Ocean Avenue, and I see my guitar player jumping up and down, and then I realize the drums are gone. And I turn around, and Ben's like trying to get his seat back up on the stage. So I like start jumping around too, trying to distract from him. And John's like, no, we gotta point out this is hysterical. He's like jumping around Ben, like making fun of him, pointing at him when he's not playing. I'm just like, buddy boy. But really quick, can I tell a funny story about rock, paper, cuts?
Please.
Okay, so we call it RPC because this is in the process of being full bandified. Because it is such a bop. But we were in practice the one day, and obviously the tagline is rock, paper, scissors. Shoot, I win. So obviously I named the song Rock, Paper, Scissors. So we were in the early stages of full bandifying it. We had kind of a concept, so we took a voice recording of it, and John went to save it, and his mind went blank, and he couldn't think of how to spell scissors, so he just put rock, paper, cuts, because that was the next closest thing. So now the band just calls it RPC, and it's just like this cute little joke that we have. And it makes me laugh every time.
So tell me it's going to be called that when it comes out.
It might be. Pending.
It might be.
It depends on if because here's the thing. We're going to get questioned about it, and I don't know if I want to continue making fun of John for months to come, you know what I mean?
And we're throwing it out there right now. And you know what? You probably have to run this by your label. And your label might, like, you know, throw something up about
I don't think
that.
Mike cares. At this point, we call it a creative choice.
That is right.
And he can look at me and go, this ain't going to sell. And I'm going to be like, that's okay. It is my choice.
It is a creative choice.
If you don't want to release it, you do not have to.
That is right.
And, like, at the end of the day, Mike has the decision. Like, if he doesn't want to release the music, he's like, this doesn't quite make the cut. Okay. That's okay. I'll bring you the next thing I have.
Yep.
You know, like, it's...
Man. So how did you meet this guy, Mike, that may or may not be around, like, you know, monitoring us? I don't know.
I met him at a networking event. So basically there was a panel that I got to go to thanks to Alice Cooper's Proof is in the Pudding.
Mm-hmm.
I ended up going to this panel, and it was about touring strategies in music industry. And it was Danny Torgerson, Mike Zimmerlich, and the owner of the Listening Room, whose name I'm blanking on because I'm a horrible human being. But it was the three of them. They were going through touring strategies, and I remember going up and introducing myself to all of them at the end of the panel because networking, it's just second nature to me. That's just what I do. And he was like, hey, like, I enjoyed chatting with you. We added each other on Facebook, and it was, hey, I enjoyed chatting with you. I'm going to this music industry networking event in, like, 2 weeks. You should probably go check it out if you're looking at, like, broadening your network. And I was like, okay, cool. Yeah, sure. So I showed up, and we talked a little more, and he was like, hey, I wanted to offer you an internship to work with me. And it was kind of surreal, and I'm just like, what? Sure. Yeah, that sounds great. And that was summer of 2017.
Okay.
So I had just started college. And he and I met up once a week, went over 80-20 stuff. I did a lot of busy work firsthand, like when I was getting started, research things, the like, you know, everybody goes through the levels.
His busy schedule.
Yeah. And then I ended up moving to social media, decided that was not my thing. And then I ended up being an A&R person for 80-20 for about 2 years. I followed up with all the emails. I sent out some of the like scouting information when we were doing shows. Sorry, I blanked. Like for the Guilty Pleasure show, Mike was like, hey, here's the list of bands I want you to reach out. Let me proofread your email before you send it and then go.
okay, sure.
And now you're on his label.
Yeah, now I'm on the label. I was working with the label at the time that I was signed initially. And then Mike was like, hey, you're spreading yourself thin, and I'd rather you focus on your music. So if you need to take a step down, like, that's okay. So now with 80/20, I'm loosely involved in the background. I'm there for a lot of the brainstorming sessions. Anytime Mike has ideas or wants to spitball, bounce off people, I'm one of his go-to people just because I will call him out on his BS.
Yeah.
If I'm just like, hey, Mike,
Ooh.
that's a garbage idea. And I'll just be like, all right, I appreciate your opinion. And then he'll just move past it. Or it'll be, what do you dislike about it? And I'll tell him what I dislike about it.
Yeah.
We have a very candid relationship, which
Well,
I appreciate.
Mike and everybody at 80/20 has been awesome to this show, and really bringing you in the room. Couldn't be happier and super grateful that you're here this evening. You've got a couple of more tunes.
Yeah,
two more. Okay, we are counting. We're counting, people. Emily, I would like to hear another song.
So I'll give you the option. Do you want the
I
rip
love
your
this
heart
part of the
out?
show.
Do you want the rip your heart out heartbreak from a 3-year relationship? Or do you want the I hate my dad's wife? Because all right, I'm getting a number 2 for Studio B.
Okay. Somebody else is making the calls, people. I don't know. I'm just here to enjoy and listen. Emily Grieve.
So here's the thing. I do not hide the fact that I dislike this woman. And she's done many horrible things, and I don't feel bad. Like, she doesn't watch my shows anyway, so it's not like she's ever gonna know I wrote a song about her. But I feel like y'all should have a little bit of context going into it, because otherwise, some of the parts of the song seem kind of weird. So,
Some of the parts?
there's like 2 lines that I had somebody that were like, wait, is this about your dad and his wife, or is this about a different guy? And I'm like, I literally say I can't be the perfect daughter. Like, I don't know what it's about my father. Hello? Hello? But, if you're into that, you're into that, and that's cool, whatever. Which is why I feel the need to clarify it.
You're too funny. What is the name? Dare I even ask?
It's just called See You Around.
Oh, okay.
And it's kind of jammy.
It sounds casual enough.
Yeah, it's casual, it's jammy. If you don't listen to the words, it's a bop. If you listen to the words, you're like, are you okay? But really, it's not. This is probably one of the angstier songs versus sad. Like, I have different shades of sad.
Yes, yes.
This is definitely on the verge of angsty sad, not like, I'm gonna cry.
Okay.
I'm sorry, but not for what I said to her. Choose her side, it's not like you can see my worth. I hope you are happier with her than me. I can't be the daughter you always wanted me to be. So I'm not perfect. I tried to make things work, but she just couldn't close her goddamn mouth. And I know she's human, but it seems she's using every excuse in the book to tear me down. Feels like you're being complicit. Guess I'll just see you around. I'm sorry, I never fully healed back then. I didn't really understand what was going on. But you can't blame me for the way I am. Really, I'm doing the best I can. 'Cause the last 4 years I was left all alone. So I'm not perfect. I
like you're being complicit. Guess I'll just see you around. Cause I'm not perfect. I tried to make things work, but she just couldn't close her goddamn mouth. And I know she's human, but it seems she's using every excuse in the book to tear me down. Feels like you're being complicit. Guess I'll just see you around. I'll see you around. I'll see you around.
Emily, angst is a great word.
I will say angst is
Yes.
definitely the better word for that one.
That's a very good word. I will take that. You know, you have so much confidence in your delivery, in your vocals, and again, self-taught on that as well. So just going back to the early church days and
So
no formal training though.
I have a little bit of formal training, but I would hardly say that I would count it. I joined choir my junior year of high school in an attempt to stick it to the man, to the orchestra teacher.
How'd that go?
Oh, he begged for me back senior year.
Okay.
And I came back, but I wanted to feel wanted. You know, it's one of those things we girls do. But, sorry, I cracked myself up.
I love it. No, you're great.
But no, so I was in choir my junior year. I tested into the highest choir for the women's chorus, so it was the second highest choir. And I auditioned for regionals, had like 2 weeks of private lessons, and then made it into regionals, which first year choir is kind of unheard of. So that was kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
And then senior year, I was in both choir and orchestra, and I don't think I took lessons senior year. I think I was too stuck up by that point. I was like, I had made it into the highest choir. We were in an octave.
So you were already there and you've done it.
I was too
You've
good
done
for
everything.
it. I didn't need to try.
Yeah.
Which is actually why my orchestra teacher didn't like me, is because I didn't practice and he didn't believe that people could be innately good at things.
Mm.
And I believe that I am innately good enough. I won't say that I am a great violin player by any means, but I was first chair, second violins, and that was good enough for me because I didn't have to try to be there. I was comfortable being the best of the lower group, and he didn't like that. He didn't like that I didn't want to strive, and I was like, but why?
Look, you know, I love you. You know what you want. You know what you're gonna get. You are everything that you say you are. I love this. Jeez, Emily, I would like to hear one last song. And then we're going to take this out on something interesting. So, you know, hang out with us for a minute. But let's hear another one. Are we going to... Well, you already gave it away before that when we had a choice of what to pick. So
Yeah,
I know you're
so-
going to rip my heart out and...
Yeah, I was playing this one earlier, and I almost started crying. So there's your guys' warning.
Whew.
It is still fresh,
Okay.
unfortunately.
Okay.
But it is probably... Mike said that this is probably the best song that I've written.
Okay. Well, I'm glad that we've gotten to that last. So in case I cry, it can be the last one. In case
Yeah,
you
I know,
cry.
you're just like,
and-
oh, I think the outro needs to play real quick. No. It probably won't be that bad for anyone that hasn't experienced it. Once again, it's a very specific.
Okay.
But this is one of those songs that if for some reason my ex listens to it, he will know it's about him. And I want him to know it's
One
about
of these.
him. Yes.
All right.
Because I'm petty, which, by the way, is the name of the second song we released. So if you guys want to check it out, you know?
I love it.
While I'm at the self-promo, there's also a tip jar, and it would mean a lot to me. I'm just saying. Starving artist over here. How's it going? Full-time content creator.
You know what? Let's check in with Studio B real quick before we go into this. I need a break. What's going on, Studio B? Kat,
Well,
you
real
out
quick,
there?
there was a question about when is the next song coming out? Is there any self-promotion of things coming out?
So things are we're working on an EP. So things are slow coming out because we are going to give you guys multiple songs.
Is this Turn Zero?
Yes, Turn
okay.
Zero. I am going to be working with John. I know that this is a secret, but we're looking at doing like a cute, like acoustified piano ballad version of Petty that'll really rip your heart out. I had goosebumps listening to the piano part.
Okay.
Without any lyrics. So that is something that is kind of in the works if you guys are looking for more acoustic things. I have not yet decided if I'm going to record my own as just me or if I'm going to try to full bandify all of the songs that I have played here today. Rock, Paper, Scissors is in the process, is half recorded. Gaslight is almost all recorded. See You Around is in the works as well.
Okay.
So the more upbeat songs where it feels more appropriate for the band.
Yeah.
But the other songs we are definitely looking into having the full band, but on a different spectrum of the acoustic. So having maybe a cajon, maybe some shakers, maybe just some like orchestral pieces behind it, maybe some piano.
Yep.
So just looking at the different layering there. But as far as like release times, I don't have anything set in stone because recording in the middle of a pandemic has been...
It's a challenge.
I have so much respect to all of the musicians who have released music during all of this because recording remotely is a pain.
Yeah.
I have so much respect for that. Like, good job. It is tough work, and y'all made it look easy.
Yeah. No, it's a challenge. It's a challenge. All right. So what is the? I'll let you finish that and get your vocals. No. Get your vocals all lubricated and in shape and stuff.
Yeah.
What is the name of this one?
This one's just called Tell Me.
Tell me. All right. Emily Grieve, tell me.
All right. You made the changes go so smoothly and easy. But I wonder if it's lack of investment and not the fact you cared for me. I'd like to sum it up to you being mature. But it's not like you before, or you wouldn't have tried to sleep with her. Tell me why I feel so guilty for being angry, and tell me why I feel pity. It's not like you loved me, and tell me why you were ready to just leave me, and tell me why I just want you to be happier than you were with me. The inadequacy led me to believe that I deserve to be treated as coldly as you treated me. But I thought that this was love, and it screwed my whole perspective up. But I've decided enough was enough.
leave me and tell me why. I just want you to be happier than you were with me. Please answer me this. Why did you do it? Why did you call her while I was away? Did you feel guilty or ever think of me? Guess I wouldn't believe you anyway. Tell me why I feel so guilty for being angry, and tell me why I feel pity. It's not like you loved me, and tell me why you were ready to just leave me, and tell me why. I just want you to be happier than you were with me. Please answer me this. Why did you do it? Why did you call her while I was away? Did you feel guilty or ever think of me? Guess I wouldn't believe you anyway. Please answer me this. Why did you do it? Why did you call her while I was away? Did you feel guilty or ever think of me? Guess I wouldn't believe you anyway.
Oh, Emily. Look, okay, here, okay, we're gonna do that, but here's what's going on in my head. I'm like, I love it all. I love the talent. I love the voice. I love the playing. And then I go, am I supposed to clap? Because am I clapping for, is she going to understand if I'm clapping because the talent and the voice and the songwriting is there, or about you know what I mean, right? You're with me.
You.
So that's the only thing when you see my eyes doing that, where I'm going like, I don't know.
I don't know what to do
I
here.
don't know.
I'm uncomfortable.
Kinda. And you know what? That is the whole thing about music and emotion and being an artist and being able to do that to somebody.
Yeah.
That emotional response and doing that with what you're able to do. And you've done that all night. I'm very grateful for you to be here. Very grateful for, the connection from KWSS to Mike Zemmerlich with 80/20 and you. And boy, thank you very much.
Thank you so much for having me. This has honestly been a blast. Even though
Awesome.
I've been sad all night, I'm sorry. But it comes with the territory. It's the kind of music I play.
It does, and now I know,
Like if you listen to Animal's not a happy song at all. But if you don't listen to the lyrics, it's a banger. You're sitting there like jumping up and down. You're like, yeah. And then you're just like, oh.
You listen and go, wait a minute. What was that? Well, on that note, Emily, thank you again. This has been the Wayback Sessions. Check out Emily. Check out Turn Zero. Check out 80/20 Records and their roster. You know what? I'm going to do something tonight that we've been doing. We're going to walk out with a record. I'm going to drop a needle on a new vinyl. Now, here's the interesting thing. It's a brand new test pressing of a vinyl of an artist that was on here a handful of weeks ago. I'm not going to say anything more than it will be coming out soon, and you will need to buy it. All right. My name's Adam. Cheers from the way back. This has been the way back sessions. Thank you, Emily Grieve.
Thank you.
Yes, come back anytime, dear. Yes.
Of course.
Oh, right. Okay. All right, somebody say something. Say what? What? This is gonna. You say anything you want. Woohoo! All right. No, hopefully we're still going. Yeah. We're still going. Yeah. Throw that camera up.
Which camera?
This one.
It is.
Is it? Is it okay? You're just like. Oh.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Great, man. You're powerful. How did that all sound over there, Brian? It's sounding great in my headphones.
Okay.
Sure. Right? Yes.
I saw you go to drink that through your mask. Don't think you got away with that.
Look, yeah, you totally tried to do that. Man, so do you know what this is?
I do.
Have you listened to it?
No.
Okay. Okay, I've listened to the whole thing. It's all tracked properly. Everything sounds good. I can't find any issues with it. This is that guy, Stephen Benekel, who was on, he's the concert master for the Phoenix Symphony
Oh,
and
cool.
the Santa Fe Opera. And, we recorded this all here. Yeah,
You recorded it here?
nice.
Am I okay to unplug, by the way? Or no?
You can, you're safe to do that.
Okay.
So it literally came in yesterday and
Nice.
yeah. So just kind of going through and making sure it's all
I'm gonna set this down here for a
when
second
did you
and then I'll
record
put it away.
over the last few months.
Good. Yeah. Was it? Could you
I'm
watch
surprised you got the test press.
Yeah, they probably had it to us in 4 weeks.
That's quick.
Yeah.
Can't relate.
That's
Anyway,
quick.
Brian and I are pretty snobby about our vinyl. Maybe that's not a good word, snobby.
That's the word I use.
We're critical. We're very
Stop.
particular. Thank you. We're very particular about our vinyl, and from old vinyl to new vinyl, and like so much new vinyl that sounds not.
Because it's not mastered for vinyl.
That's exactly correct. Exactly. So through, Brian and I have been recording stuff for
Am I good to take my mic as
a long
well?
time, and that's what we.
I mean, I don't have to.
Vinyl,
Get
it's
upset.
like, there's a whole new
It's fine to be on. It's great.
But yeah, it's come out